Hello, welcome to this new video on the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, a collection of teachings on spiritual awakening. Today, we will see a famous verse teaching awakening through intense emotions. First, the verse in Sanskrit. kṣutādyante bhaye śoke gahvare raṇād drute kutūhalekṣudhādyante brahmasattāmayī daśā. So, first text is describing a number of occasions of high emotional intensity when spiritual awakening is especially possible, and then we will see why. kṣutādyante, at the beginning or end of sneezing, bhaye, in fear, śoke, in sadness, in pain, in emotional distress, gahvare, or about to fall in a precipice, raṇād drute, running away from the battlefield, running for your life, kutūhale, in excitation, in curiosity, in intense excitement, kṣutādyante, at the beginning or end of hunger, when you're very hungry and when you have eaten your fill. Then, in all those moments, in all those occasions, brahmasattāmayī daśā, there is the condition, that is the condition of existence ever expanding, brahmasattā, that is the being, the state of that is being, which is ever expanding, Brahman, according to the Brimhati, according to the Sada Brimhati, according to the explanation given in the context of Kashmiri Shaivism, non-dual tantric yoga, if you will. So that verse describes a number of emotional, intense experiences. Like in other verses, you can find same sort of things in the Shiva Drishti of Samananda, but also in the Spandakarika. And Spandakarika is quoted by Ananda in his commentary. Atikruddhaha, when you are very, very angry, out of yourself because of anger. Prahristova, when you're out of joy, with your hairs standing on your skin. Kinkaromi tivam rishan, when you wonder, what should I do? When you don't know what to do, or when you are in a state of extreme confusion. So you have positive states, negative states, neutral states. Dhavanva, when you're running, for example, running for your life, raṇād drute. Yat param gachet, that state that you reach when you're in those conditions, tatra spandaha pratishtita, there you can experience the universal vibration of consciousness, by contrast with the special, particular, differentiated, fragmented vibrations of ordinary mind, ordinary attention. When you're in the states of extreme intensity, what you experience is not this or that wave of the ocean, but the whole ocean, the condition of the ocean itself. That's what you experience then. So, at the beginning of sneezing, for example, I am speaking like that seriously, and suddenly I feel that it's arising. That state is the state of pure awareness. Or when I am there and suddenly I see a bear coming out of the door. So that state, the moment I am interrupted in my activity, my thought, and the moment I start to act and to think again, in that interval, in that intervening moment, it is pure awareness, pure intensity, pure energy, where everything is possible. I feel then, if I pay attention to that moment, I feel then, I have the direct experience that everything is within me. Because in that tradition, it's not a question of changing of your state of consciousness, of reaching a spatial state, like a state of nirvikalpa samadhi or whatever. It's rather recognizing what's given already there in my present state, by paying attention and by removing false assumptions, false beliefs. Because it is there, but I'm not paying attention. I'm out of myself, so to speak, because of the play of the powers of attention. So I must come back, that is, relax, open up awareness. And in those moments of intense emotion, the usual game of attention, of fragmented attention, is temporarily dissolved away. It's gone, so that naked awareness shows herself in plain view again. That mysterious power of attention is momentarily removed, so that I can once again, naked awareness shows herself nakedly, without nothing added on it. It's just the pure space of awareness, the pure background. And when I am running for my life, when I try to remember something, when I can't do something, I'm trying to move something physically, or to find a solution mentally, or to remember the name on the face, the name of a place, to decide whether this is this or that, whether I should say yes or no, whether I should fight or fly. In all those situations, there is a gap, and in that gap, there is naked awareness. And that naked awareness is what I must recognize as divine, because it is all pervasive and because it has a core of bliss. That core of bliss, which is the feeling of being free, of being totally independent, of depending on nothing else and having everything depending on that space of awareness, on that light of awareness. So that's very important practice. Intense emotion, but can be also neutral emotions of confusion, because in Indian psychology, neutral states of ignorance, confusion, mental heaviness, darkness are classified as emotions. There is positive, negative, attraction, aversion, and there are the states of ignorance, of confusion, of mental darkness, unable to know what. And this is, for example, the state of deep sleep, a state completely fogged by complete unawareness, the power of forgetting, removing completely the attention and just remaining as being, but without knowing oneself as such, as being, as pure awareness. So in those states of intense emotion, on the other hand. What we have is that the mind is removed. The usual game of attention, of confused, fragmented, extroverted attention is removed. But at the same time, there is intense energy, so that we are not like in deep sleep. There is intense vibration of awareness. The whole being is vibrating. That's emotion, that's movement, and that is spanda, or vibration. Spanda can mean vibration, but can mean also movement. Usually we're in a state of sleeping, apathy. We are not sensitive, we don't feel things. But in the state there is an awakening, and that is the awakening of consciousness, potentially, provided I pay attention, me, myself, to myself, provided I pay attention. And that is devotion, that is bhakti, that is participating, taking part in life, in experience, taking part to what's happened, paying attention to what's happened. This is the real investment. This is the real investment from the yoga, from the tantric yoga point of view. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. See you next time.